Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. The one cool thing about being a father of a daughter is that when she gets to her teenage years, she gets all embarrassed by you being you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Calling Sarah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my favorite my favorite thing was to always just try to just basically embarrass Sarah, and I used to write stuff on her school papers.
What?
Because I had to check her school papers, and then she had to hand them back in. And
what would you write?
I'd write that my daughter, she's a loser. I go, my daughter's a chump. She doesn't know what's up.
To the teacher.
I would write that to the teacher.
And how did you think that would go?
You know what? I didn't think the teacher would notice. I would hope that Sarah would notice as she was like handing it in, going, oh.
So did the teacher ever notice?
I think Sarah might. Did you ever scratch it out? Did you ever do anything like that, Sarah?
Oh, hey. No, I never scratched it out. And yeah, she would notice. It was always either a loser or a chumpy.
Wait, so you would write, my daughter is a loser.
Yeah.
And she would hand that to her teacher.
Yeah, because he had to check my homework and sign off on it and make sure I did it.
Yeah.
So he would sign off on it, but then he'd always have a little note.
Yeah.
Did you get better grades because the teacher felt bad that you were in such an awful household?
Honestly, probably, because I wasn't the brightest kid. So...
Yeah.
They were like, oh, your dad thinks you're a loser and a chumpy. Like, what?
Yeah. What kind of insult is chumpy?
Yeah.
Well, it was our little insult, she was a chump and then she went from chump to chumpy. See, Joey didn't care about anything. I couldn't do anything to bother Joe. He was just like, I couldn't be bothered with you. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Joey, you couldn't face.
Right.
So I had to turn to Sarah and go, all right, well, Sarah, unfortunately, you know what? You're going to have to take the beating.
And I think you could call me a goose and a goosey.
Oh, yeah.
You said that, here in your 20s, you've been called that. Yeah.
But I would I put her pet names on her because as she got older, it's like, I don't want people to know that you call me the goose. Don't do that.
And Googla was another one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would never think to leave notes for the teacher to read about your own kid. I've heard of parents wanting to embarrass their daughter or their son.
But not on the homework.
No.
Yeah. See, I thought it would be funny if the teacher goes, Sarah, why does your father call you a Googler? What is a Googler? And they have Sarah sit there and go, I hate him so much.
And what if the teacher brings it up in front of all the kids and all of a sudden she's being made fun of?
Yeah, I
really set her up for failure.
Yeah, I would
wonder why you drink a lot.
Yeah. Right, thank you.
I would hope the teacher would have a little more discretion than that. It was supposed to be between the three of us, the teacher, Sarah, and myself. Don't bring it up in front of the class.
Yeah, and then at a parent-teacher conference, she's like, so you think your daughter's a loser?
See, I thought that would be awesome. Never came up. Yeah, make those conferences a little easier. They say, hey, have a little sense of humor. Hey, teach, what's up? Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I call her a loser. You can call her a loser, too.
Yeah. Feel free to call my daughter a loser.
Yeah. That's why I love this father, because he dropped his teenage daughter and her friends off at school the other day, and he was shouting stuff out the window because he wanted to try to embarrass his daughter.
Bye, sweet girl. Have a good day at school. Bye, Kate.
Kate, can you...
Bye, Kate.
Get up.
I love you, Kate.
Stay up.
I'm Kate Downey's father. Hi, Principal Dennis. Hi, Principal Dennis. I'm Kate Downey's father, and I love her. I'm going to miss her all day.
I hate this guy. I hate him.
This guy's a man after my own heart.
Oh, he's you're worse than him.
Yeah. How am I worse than him? I didn't yell it out in front of everybody. It was just between the teacher, Sarah, and myself.
Sarah, what would you prefer?
I mean, at least this guy was saying that he loves his daughter.
Wasn't calling her a chumpy.
Yeah, wasn't insulting her on her homework.
Yeah, well, that's East Coast love for you there, okay?
I love that guy.
No, actually, it's not East Coast love, BJ. No, I grew up in the East Coast, and my parents never thought to leave insulting notes on my papers to hand over to teachers.
This was the way we did it in my house,
That's
okay?
Boston love, where all you miserable Fs do miserable things.
All right, well, I can't argue with that.
Hey, Chumpy.
Yeah.
Hey, Googla, you suck.
She was. It's just because my son was just he couldn't be bothered. So I had I thought I'd be doing this with my son, like having that little adversarial relationship. I ended up having to have with my daughter because my son's like,
Plus, I don't think Joey did any homework anyway.
Well, there was
probably
that.
didn't turn anything in.
Right.
Yeah.
Solid point.
Yeah.
At least I tried.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Exactly. So it was that was the situation. Yeah.
Why that? I want to know the backstory. I would imagine that the daughter's embarrassed by her father.
Yeah,
And so he's just trying to needle her.
If you're a high running dad, like you get a lot of energy. Like in my household, my wife is the quiet one. My wife is the chill one. And so most of the time it's the father and the mother's the one that's she's the one that gets it done and she's the high energy one. But every once in a while you'll see the household where the father is the one that's a little out of his mind and mom's cool. And so that's what I would do to Sarah because nothing bothered Joe. It didn't matter what you did. So going to Target, banging on the old Target because they got those hollow poles that make it sound just such a great sound when you bang them. So I always would make it like I bang my head.
Sounds kinky.
Oh yeah.
He still does, always.
You still bang those poles?
I bang those poles, buddy.
Attaboy.
Bang them.
No.
I'm trying to think of my dad is the king of embarrassing me, but he never intentionally is doing it. He doesn't do things on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
It's just dad being dad that's embarrassing. He has handed out more. I don't think I've ever handed out a single one of my business cards, right? He hands them out. Like, he asked me for a bunch of them. I'm like, fine, Dad. Wherever we go, when he visited here in Seattle, he would hand out the business card to whoever. This is my son. You might want to check him out. And I'm like,
funny.
Dad, can you make this less awkward? Go to a restaurant. He'd hand over the business card to the hostess.
Yeah, don't do it when I'm here.
So, I would almost want to take the business card back and be like, no, it's okay.
But it's like a hard thing because I know he's very proud of what I do.
That's what it is, yeah. He's super proud of what you do. And in his world, handing out business cards and networking, that's the highest form of compliment because he's vouching for you. You can't get a better compliment from a guy. He thinks he's doing you a solid, and
and he's hoping for hookups because it happened once.
Oh!
One time many years ago.
I hadn't thought about that.
If you sit in the room, my father will tell you the story within 15 minutes. This is just a story that keeps on coming up. But one time he was calling a cell phone provider that was based here, but he was in New York. My dad talks someone's ear off, eventually finds out that the guy's based in Seattle. Goes, oh, my son's in Seattle. You might have heard of him. He's on the radio.
Of course he did, yeah.
And luckily for my dad, the guy's like, oh, yeah, I have. I'm a big fan. Let me hook you up with this certain thing with your cell phone and give him like a free something.
Nice.
So ever since then, he's just always looking for the freebie. If he knows if someone's from Seattle or if he's in Seattle, he's trying to play
He drops your name.
Don't you know who my son is? And I'm like, oh my gosh, can I go back into the car and hide?
I've known so many guys like your father where I grew up. And maybe it's just generational or it's also, where we're located. But yeah, the free hookup, hey, my buddy's this, my buddy. Do you know a guy? I know a guy. My son's a guy. You want to know a guy? My son's a guy.
Yeah, you realize who I'm here with having dinner. It's my son.
I know.
You might know who he is. And the person's like, no, I have no idea. And I'm like, thank you, Dad. That's even more awkward.
That's also really awkward. I have friends who do that. Oh, the drunker they get.
Yeah.
PJ Shay's daughter's here. His daughter's here. Daughter's at the... I'm like, no, I will hide. I will leave. It's so awkward.
You're embarrassing your daughter even when you're not around.
Yeah. How about that?
The drunker they get, they just start screaming.
That's
I'm like,
the thing.
No.
His father's not drunk. That's the one thing about East Coast, Pacific Northwest, is they got to get drunk before they act like that. Whereas Steve's dad, everybody's like that. They don't have to get drunk. They go, hey, I don't even know who the guy is. He's my guy.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Yeah, this story disturbs me. Not surprising that it comes from the great state of New Jersey.
Oh. What does that mean?
Well, the governor of New Jersey, I forget his name, but
Christie?
Yeah, Christie. That guy. That's right.
Christie.
Yeah, that guy always seemed like, hey, do what I want you to do, or you know what? There's going to be a problem. It just seems to be that attitude where, I don't know. They don't seem very civil over there, and this story sure is not going to help their reputation. This New Jersey school superintendent has been put on paid leave after police say he was caught doing a number 2, dropping a Duscola, defecating near another school's track and football field on a daily basis.
Okay, we've taken high school rivalries a little too far, if that's the case.
Yeah, this is a New Jersey school superintendent.
Well, I was reading about it, though. I think the reason, and this is something that we've talked about before, and we all thought it was nuts, but apparently it's an ongoing issue. People who go out for jogs just have to go duke wherever they need to go.
Wow. Police were
This is
alerted.
why we shouldn't be jogging.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I'm sorry. You're jogging too much if that's the case. Granted, I used to run. I never ran to the point where I had to go to the bathroom right then and there. I always was able to go find a place.
But you're not a big-time jogger. Like, you're not probably training for a marathon, but apparently because things get moving in that area, if you know what I mean, and they need to move out.
Yeah, he was doing this on his morning runs. The students couldn't believe it.
He was doing it on his what?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So basically, people would just, the high school staff were like, there's human feces here. Look at all of this everywhere. And it was the school superintendent. He was doing this on his morning runs, and these students couldn't believe who was responsible for the daily deposits.
I always assumed it was some student playing a prank or something, but as soon as I found out it was an adult man, I was really taken aback.
But there's porta potties over there, so I don't understand why you wouldn't go in the actual bathroom.
There's just no excuse.
Yeah.
No excuse. If that was our superintendent, I'd be pretty embarrassed to say that.
It's a shame.
Obviously, I'd expect someone in that position to not do something like that.
I really think he needs to get some help.
Yeah.
Can't avoid some reason.
So
that girl's right.
Yeah.
There's porta potties. Why doesn't he go in the porta potty?
Doesn't want to stop jogging.
Yeah, I just want to let it go.
Yeah. I see. That's the issue is that
He looks crazy.
You see. Yeah, he does look.
Look at his mugshot. He's got the crazy eyes. Like, I like to poop in people's properties.
Yeah, man. And you're a superintendent.
Dude, it looks like they're saying he's probably going to lose his job over this.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course you're going to lose your job over that. What makes you think you can take a dump outside?
Guess how much money this guy's making?
How much?
Yes.
6 figures, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say $200,000 a year.
A little less, $150,000.
That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to dump.
Yeah, down the crapper, huh?
Wow, right down the... Damn, dude. You're making 100. See, again, some people, these one percenters, they think that they think they're entitled to do whatever they want. I don't have to use a bathroom. I'll take a dump right here.
How about this person says jogging craps are a huge problem in San Francisco right now, so much so that there's an app that tracks where people find the crap on the streets. Oh. Where is this app?
Wow, I don't even want to know about this. It's bad enough that places that I walk, you'll see dog crap because people don't pick up after their dog.
I hate that.
Now we've got humans doing this. What the hell? I mean, that really, it really irritates me. Are joggers going to be just like cyclists, where they're just not going to give a crap about anybody else?
Clearly,
is that what they're going to be like? That's my problem with cyclists, is they just don't care, a lot of them, about the rest of us and what we have to do in life.
Bro, he got caught in the middle of the act.
Oh! I love that. He was caught red-handed or brown-handed. I don't know. How do you call this kind of crime?
We need to talk to Miles, because Miles just started jogging from his home to work, which is about 4 or 5 miles.
He better not be...
Or 7 miles if he goes a long way.
Yeah,
Do you think that we might have an issue?
We may, because look, I've never jogged that much, so I guess that's why I always was able to go to the bathroom. I never jogged 7 miles.
So if anyone sees any human excrement from Fremont to the Bank of America building,
yeah,
we know who it might be.
We know who it might be.
Miles Montgomery.
Miles Montgomery. He could be a mystery pooper.
Everything about this story is just insane. That student saw it. The cops caught him in the act. He's going to lose a 6-figure job because of his stupidity.
There's
porta potties that aren't even that far away from it.
And I don't care who you are as a jogger. There's no excuse that you can't figure out a way to get your workout in and take a dump in a place where you're supposed to take a dump. I mean, look, I'm a guy that's got I go to the bathroom a lot because of medication that I'm on, and it makes me have to pee every 5 seconds. I always can find a place to go.
Thanks, BJ. It's good to know.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got issues, too, about having to go to the bathroom, and I'm always able to find a place. So there's no reason that a jogger can't make the adjustment rather than just defecate on the sidewalk. Nobody wants that.
Have we found the app that's in San Francisco yet? That's the most important part of this.
I didn't find an app, but I found the map. It's like a mochimachine.org/wasteland, and you can scroll in and out of the map where people find the most poo.
And they show brown zones to show you where it's at. Oh, so it's a crap app.
Yep.
Oh.
One guy says, as a superintendent, he's superintended to do it.
Should we reward that one? I don't know.
Yes. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Fine.
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you, man, I hope that doesn't start happening here. I mean, we've already got a really bad homeless situation, which is really a drag. If now people are going to start crapping all over the place, seriously, what is happening to society that people are just doing what they're doing? I'm glad. That's why I want the book thrown at this guy, because it is against the law, and I'd like to see somebody do something about it.
I say we should go with old school justice. Eye for an eye. Throw something else other than the book at him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like monkeys. Should we
treat them like we're monkeys?
Oh, I was thinking you'd have somebody, take them to Cleveland.
Okay, now that's just disgusting.
Oh, that's different than just
that's disgusting.
That's
right?
disgusting.
Thank you, Rev.
Listen. The delivery system, at least, is the natural delivery system. You want after the product's been delivered, then someone's got to pick it up and toss it. Who's going to do that? You?
Sometimes you got to do what's right for justice.
Okay, fine. All right, jeez.
I'm glad you volunteered.
This leads me to the next survey, which seems apropos. It looks like out of all the chores that we have to do, the most hated chore in America, what do you think it is?
Hated chore? Well, for me, I only have 2 chores. I clean the toilets and I vacuum.
Yeah? Which one do you like the best? Or worst, I should say.
I don't mind doing the toilets. I don't really like vacuuming.
Wow, you
really don't mind the toilets?
You are unusual.
5 minutes of my time.
Yeah,
man.
Quick. That's number one. People in America do not like cleaning toilets.
Yeah, I have to do it because,
you do.
Yeah, the wife will not, and so we've made the trade-off. She has to clean the tub, and I do have to clean the toilet.
Damn.
Because, I do the most damage to it.
Yep.
Wow, yeah. I have to say, though, I don't mind cleaning the toilet either. Only
Do
because,
you clean the toilet?
Not anymore, but when I did, I don't clean it now. We got somebody. We got a service.
Look at you, yes.
Yeah, we got a service that comes in. Yes. But I didn't mind it either, because what do? You just squirt the blue stuff in there, take the little scrubber, and you're done.
Well, and also I do take like one of those the Clorox wipes and clean the entire actual toilet.
Oh, you're supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I do.
Oh,
yeah. You got to clean the inside, but you clean everything.
Yeah,
just
the
clean the
outside, the base of it.
Yeah, because if you
every
have
bit.
guys that don't know how to aim, there's always that little, streak right behind it that needs to be cleaned.
I just see not a problem in my house. I'm an amazing aimer.
Because he sits.
I was going to say he probably sits.
Hey, I like that. Well, so
Probably.
I can't do my phone, and I can't be just sending out messages if I'm not sitting. So, yeah, that's a good point. Next on the list is cleaning the oven. People hate doing that.
Don't use the self-cleaning oven if you have small animals.
Yep.
Just very important. Remember we had a Facebook drama a long time ago?
I didn't know about
somebody that I knew in my life, an old neighbor in Brooklyn. Their birds died because there's something in whatever the chemicals of the self-cleaning oven that you could even risk killing your any animal that's under 5 or 6 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, it's just
I
too
didn't
much.
even know
So,
about this.
Even if you even if you have a large dog, I would say just don't even just clean it with a little elbow grease. You know what I mean? Don't turn on that self-cleaning oven thing, man. It could kill your animals.
And if you don't want to get your oven dirty, just get a silicone mat they sell, and that way anything that spills, you can just clean the mat and don't have to worry about it.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't know that. Dude, I didn't know that until somebody did that when we had that Facebook drama. And then also I read one of my neighbors on Facebook as well, oddly enough, was just heartbroken because she didn't know that, and it killed one of her birds.
Who would know that? I didn't know that either. I wonder if they're even making self-cleaning ovens anymore, because so many people have pets. I mean, why would you put this in your house?
Our house is relatively new, and it came with a new oven when we bought it.
And it was self-cleaning?
We have that, yeah.
Damn, dude,
don't even touch it, man. It's not even worth the risk. I'm sure it's fine.
Wow,
with a medium-sized dog or whatever, but
man,
I don't even want to risk it.
I'm not sure people are going to want to put those in houses anymore, because everybody has pets.
Yeah,
and that's not something people know. And it's not on the oven itself. I've never seen any sort of stickers warning. Watch out for little.
It's probably in the manual.
Can't be good for little kids
who reads
either.
Manuals?
They're saying that there's a potential of carbon monoxide buildup with this self-cleaning function. So that is something to also take into account. Also, people with asthma or respiratory diseases could have issues with these.
That makes sense, because carbon monoxide is not good. We all know that. That's why you get one of them. I hope everybody's got detectors. You got those detectors in your house?
Yep.
Yeah, we just don't have any batteries in them.
Jeez.
I'm kidding. Gosh, guys.
Yeah, okay. You care more about your animals than your wife.
No, she cares more about our animals than her husband.
I knew something was going on.
I'm third on the list. I'm a distant third, too.
Number 3 item on the list that people hate to do in chores, and I don't know who does this, washing the windows. Man, you got to get someone to come do that, right?
Washing the windows?
Yeah, you got to hire a service because nobody.
I like how the guy who hires a service for everything is telling you what to do.
But even that, though, I mean, because that's a pain in the ass.
Everything's a pain in the ass. That's why they're called chores.
Yeah, but what about the second floor? So you got to get on the ladder? See, that's the thing. If I got to get on the ladder, I'm definitely not doing it.
Just leave it dirty.
They sell the hose ones. It's like you attach it to your hose and you spray it on. It's like a Windex thing, and you can just spray it from afar and it cleans them.
And it doesn't leave streaks or anything?
It's Windex. I'd never seen Windex leave streaks.
Well, you still have to wipe Windex off. I thought, Windex works when you wipe
it's
it.
It's also water. I don't know. It's like science, BJ.
I don't know. No, I'm not poo-pooing it. What a great idea. That's, if you don't have to worry about streaks, do it. Removing hair from the drain. Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because we don't do that weekly, obviously. That's just when all of a sudden you realize, what?
Well, you don't have a problem with that, do you?
That's a good point. I don't.
Yeah.
Like, we have 2 sinks in our bathroom.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, guess whose sink never has any issues when it comes to backups.
Exactly.
But I'm the one that has to clean
that isn't right, because your wife is the one with the hair.
But she's a girly girl. I don't want to touch these things.
But it's her things.
I got to do it.
It's her hair, you know.
Yeah, but I got to clean it.
And that's just the
She
sink.
does so much for the damn house. If that one thing she asks me to do is snake out whatever crap's going on, and it's maybe once a year, twice a year.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing that.
And that's just the sink, not the bathtub or anything, right?
Sink and the bathtub. That would be number 1, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't like to clean
gross.
the toilet or the oven before. They'd rather run clog. I probably because the time involved. Cleaning the oven's a pain in the ass too, time-wise, and getting in there. And it's not an easy location to clean. So unclogging the sink is number 5.
One person says, I had to clean the sinks in my house last week because the drain was clogged. Used one of those plastic drain snakes, and it happened to pull out the most horrific creation known to man. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, what in the hell is this? How is this one's hair?
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.